Alright, what's up guys? So today I want to show you how I trade consolidation, how I trade chop session like this. I'm not gonna lie, when you realize it's chop session, that's when you go ahead and hit the gas on this strategy in specific. However, when it is a trending day or whatever, I thought this was gonna push up, didn't, smack me down, and I ended up losing quite a bit. I almost actually failed this challenge. And so, as you can see right now, we're sitting at about 600 bucks in profit. I've been scalping this like crazy, and that's kind of what you have to do when it comes to chop sessions like this. As you can see, this is a 5-minute chart on NQ. The only indicators that I'm gonna allow you in this scenario here is what I do is I turn off my EMAs, because EMAs don't really work, especially on the 1-minute chart, when it comes to chop sessions. So I turn that off. I turn off my pivot points. I keep my sessions. I mean, you don't really need it, but I'll turn off my sessions in this instance, just so you can see a little bit better. So as you can see here, we are consolidating. We're consolidating, going up, down, up, down, up, down. When you look at the 5-minute chart, you can see very clearly that each one of these candles is about the same length. Obviously, there's going to be some that are bigger. There's going to be some that are smaller. However, let's take the top wick, the bottom wick. That is 136. Let's do it again here. Top wick, bottom wick, 104. Top wick, bottom wick, 113. So they're all about 100 ticks from tail to tail, right? And so, for example, what I like to see here is if we go over to the 1-minute, we can see this is my chop. This is my consolidation. I stopped after 9 a.m. because it completely broke past this trend line, and I'll go into that a little bit more. But when you're in consolidation, you tend to respect trend lines a lot, like a lot. Even previous trend lines that have been, this trend line right here that I have marked up, this was a trend line that I was looking at for, let's go over to the 5-minute. This was actually from a few days ago and yesterday. As you can see, it was respecting it, going under it pretty good, and then it caught it as support. So then it ended up going above it, and now it went under it again. And any trend lines that you might have that are, still on your chart and happen to be in that consolidation zone are, very likely to be, used as some sort of support or resistance. And we saw that clearly here. Obviously there is their own consolidation, has its own little trend lines. As you can see here, let's actually go over to extend right line, and we don't need that one for this case scenario, but that's what we're going to mark right here. This is the trend line for this consolidation zone. Like we just explained, each one from tail to tail is going to be right around 100 ticks, a little bit over. Let's just say 100 to 150, and this isn't going to be the same exact for every single chop zone. Some of them might be a little bit larger, some might be smaller, but in this case, like we just talked about, from here to here, 143. Okay, so we have a good idea of, we wait for specific zones. This indicator, like we just talked about here, this is the, let me open it up. This is the VWAP AA, and I only have bands multiplier 1 checked. These two don't have them unchecked. I don't really use those at all. But see, it uses some sort of support. I'm not sure how this works at all. Obviously, I'm not, the one who created this, so I'm not 100% sure how this VWAP zone works. However, you can see that it uses, it's pretty good about finding the bottoms and using that as sort of some support here. So let's just go over to the 1-minute. You know that everything that happens in the 1-minute shapes the 5-minute candles. As you can see now, I mean, it looks very clear, obviously, but when you're actually in the trade here, let's just say, let's use the replay mode for just a quick second. Replay mode of here. Okay, so here we are. we are approaching pretty quickly the 5-minute chart here. Let's go over to just one X. No, 1X is going to be fine. So we're quickly approaching this trend line that we had set up, right? For example, we can see over to the 5-minute chart that we are still here. We're getting close to it. Let's go one more candle. Okay, this candle here might be the start of a new 5-minute candle. Not yet. Let's go one more. Is this the start of a new 5-minute? Yeah, so it is, and you can see it here, right? I mean, it completely just shot down. However, if we go back into, let's just say we're right about here, right? And we see that a new 5-minute candle is forming soon. I mean, what are the chances that there's going to be 100 ticks to the upside? Very, very small, right? I mean, you're supporting, you have your trend line here that is using as a resistance to push it down, and on average your 5-minute candles are 100 ticks. You don't really think that it's going to just push 100 ticks towards the upside. Once it does that, you're no longer in consolidation. So let's just say, for example, this 5-minute or this 1-minute candle opens up here. Obviously, it pushed up, boom, it opens up here. It's getting pretty close to this trend line here. So what? Let's take a short. Let's take a short. And what I like to do is just take scalps. Take 20 to 25 tick scalps with 2 contracts. I do on NQ, so it comes out to about $200 to $250. That's what I found works best for just getting out of drawdown and scalping. Just scalping these small moves, making them worth it, because these 1-minute candles are relatively, let's just say from here to here, that is 63. So just grabbing a small tiny piece of that pie is very, very worth it. So as you can see here, now we have pushed down. Now what we're waiting for is for it to either find, I mean, it's very rare for it to come back up and then, and then push down, but we're waiting for it to come back down now, and waiting for a new 5-minute candle to be born in order to recreate the same thing, right? And so let's just go next candle. Boom. As you can see, it did come up a little bit, and we are still within the 5-minute candle, right? So this is the first minute of the 5-minute candle. This is now the second minute. It has come up, and I mean, this is marked. I have my rectangles marked with the middle point. Don't really take this into any sort of consideration. However, I mean, the chances of it going back up, they're pretty slim. It might happen, but let's just say, for example, you could take a short here. I don't know if I did. I mean, in the moment, you kind of have to have a feel for it. You know what I mean? But I would take a short. Let's just say, take a short here. Boom. Probably would have hit my take profit here. And now, as you can see, we're getting pretty close to this VWAP AA band down here at the bottom, and we might not hit it exactly. However, let's go a few more. Okay, so this is the full 5-minute candle here, and as you can see, full 5-minute candle. So let's go over to here. We're gonna go with one more candle. So this is the first candle of a next 5-minute 5-minute candle. Obviously, you can see here, this is a new candle now, and as you can see, this is going to respect the trend line once again. Obviously, this 5-minute you can see the future a little bit with it. However, when we're close to here and we start a new 5-minute candle, what are the chances that it's going to go 100 ticks towards the downside, right? There is a much higher probability that this is going to be used as some sort of support and push it towards the upside. And so maybe on this candle, once it's getting pretty close to these lows down here, you might want to take a long, ride it up, take your 20, 25 ticks, and then boom, you're good. This is all about structure. In reality, this is all about structure. So boom, getting close, push back down. All right, this is very, very important here. You can see it's up to the trend line again. It literally ends right here. What are the chances? And a lot of people are gonna think, oh, it's gonna break the trend line, so I'm gonna take a buy. We're in consolidation, guys. This is going to be used as resistance. It's pushing it down. The chances of it going up are slim. It's probably gonna get pushed down, right? So this next candle, boom, push back down, using this as resistance, pushing it down. As you can see, boom, just taking another scalp here, and it's working. I mean, it works until it doesn't work, right? And when it doesn't work, that's when you just want to go ahead and boom, you're no longer in consolidation. It might be because it is getting to another power hour, whatever the case might be. It breaks the trend line, then boom, okay, you're no longer in it, right? So as you can see here, push back down. These are easy, guys. I mean, easy scalps. Push back down. Let's go. Next candle. And so now here we are once again approaching the bottom of this VWAP AA level, like I just talked about. So that candle was a doji. Let's go over to the 5 minute. So we're still in the no, this one is different. Okay, actually I did want to talk about this one as well, because as you can see, this 5 minute candle was, I believe we are 2 minutes into this 5 minute candle. Let's go ahead and double check here. So this is 5:56. 5:55 is obviously when the new 5 minute candle is formed. So this is the first minute of the 5 minute candle, which, as you can see, there's barely any top wick here, right? So this is going to be a very important level for us, because eventually this is going to have to get filled. I mean, whether it likes it or not, this is going to have to get filled. There is no there's definitely people up here above this level that are going to want to get filled. And so if we go over to the 5 minute, you can see it a lot more clearly here that it pushed down, right? And there is no top wick up here, barely any. So this is going to be a very interesting level for us. We want it to get as close to this level down here as the VWAP AA level, to then push up, and we're going to hit our take profit up to here. So sometimes when you have levels, certain levels such as this one right here, you can go ahead and set your take profit to a little bit larger size here. So let's go one more tick, or one more candle. Okay, you can see here we're getting pretty close to this VWAP level down here as well, and getting pretty close to these lows. Let me see, I'm not 100% sure where I took my trade here. Let's double check. So this is it right here. This is the trade that I took right here. So this was at it's hard to say, but this was at about 8:59. Okay, so this is 8:57. So I want another candle here. See, very close. It did, I think, after I saw it take these bottoms out and then proceed to go back up, you become very interested in taking a long up to this level up here. As you can see, very weak price action towards the downside. We have this, which it might look like, oh, it's pushing very strong towards the downside because this has no top wick. So, boom, it's pushing very strong towards the downside. We're going to see more continuation of that, right? But no, we see this. We see a doji on the 1 minute. We see this, well, very small candles here. Boom. So I guess this is where I ended up taking the trade. I don't remember exactly, like I said, the time, but I'm pretty sure I had my stops, I think at this level here, and then my take profit all the way up here. And so, boom, as you can see, completely smacked it. This was the level here. So as you can see, from here to here, it was actually a $500 trade. It says buy one, sell two. So that means this is two different ones. And let's go ahead and look at the success rate of these trades. So as you can see here, this is where I lost a lot of money here. Let's scroll down and scroll up here. So as you can see, I started off by just losing a bunch of money, right? And then we ended up going with the scalps. These scalps, as you can see, they're about a minute, less than a minute, if that, you know. So I took a bunch of losers here. This wasn't when I was trading the consolidation, right? But let's just say from here. Look at the success rate, okay? So I don't even think these were, let's see. So this was at 823. Let's go ahead and hop out of this. 8. $8.23. Okay, so I believe here I just wasn't aware that we were in the chop yet. You don't really become aware until there are certain, for example, when there's a high created like this one and a low created, that's when you're like, okay, we're in consolidation from here to here. This is like the golden zone because you have your high, you have your low. There's no, for example, you wouldn't be able to use this as a low. There need to be 1 minute candles that are strong pushing up and strong pushing down, just like this one right here, just like this guy, and let's just put a little emoji right there, just like this guy, and just like this guy down here as well. Boom, boom. This very strong, this very strong. That's where I created my rectangle. So from 8:38 to about 9, this is like, okay, I know exactly what is going on. I can read the market like a freaking textbook. So let's just go over back to here. And this is what I wanted to show you. So from here, look at all these winners right here. And I do keep my stop loss relatively big. I think it is a 40 tick stop loss. However, I do adjust that when I see that I don't like it going in a certain direction. I'll go ahead and cut that off early. So you can see here 230, 40, 200, boom, boom, boom. Look at all these winners, right? Huge winners, nice winners, a 660 winner, beautiful. 150 loss. As you can see, this is way less than my stop loss usually is. As you can see, sometimes there are certain ones that they're going to be the exact same length, same everything. That just means that one contract was filled before the other one, but it's the same freaking trade. For example, these two, this is about a $180 loss, almost a $200 loss. Let's just call it that. But then boom, bounce back with a 280 win, 100, boom, 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 and boom. As you can see, I mean, look at all these trades right here. It takes a certain type of person to trade like this, right? As you can see, but all these micro wins right here, they all add up, man. I mean, learning how to trade a 1 minute into a 5 minute structure, especially when it's like this, it's essential. It's very, very, very essential here. Like I said, in my opinion, it's super important. The most important thing is to measure the candles. Like I said, the 100 tick candles from here to here, 130. Okay, we're up at here. We're up right here. The candle just opened up right here. We're close to the trend line. We are, let's say, from here to here, we're 13 ticks in, going up, 13 ticks until it hits the trend line. So, I mean, what are the odds that it's going to keep running up? You want to go ahead and, I mean, you might even want to size in a little bit heavier here, especially if you're in drawdown or what have you. I'm not here to give you guys any sort of advice. I'm just showing you this is how I do it. It might not work all the time, but this is how I do it. This is how I trade. when it comes to consolidation zones such as this one. I hope you guys can. I hope this helps you guys and gives you guys like a little bit of an open mind. A lot of people are like, "Oh, it's consolidating right now. I can't make any money." You really can, and I mean, this is proof that you can do it. Um, I just wanted to let you guys know what I found out, and hopefully you guys can put some of this into the way that you trade. Maybe you guys like some of it, maybe you don't. Completely up to you, of course. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it.